Manager's report?
Manager's report. I will begin with, there's been several things we need to talk about, or at least inform the board about. The first is the Hoover allocation of power. The comments on that were due this month, and the application process for that will be later this year. I think they hope to have those applications in by, early this summer, and then make a decision on allocations by the end of the year. Overton Power cannot apply for those resources, although through CRC, our River Commission, we've recommended to the Western Area Power Administration to broaden those, particularly in Nevada's case, that the entities that would qualify for that power. At this point, they have a tiered system. The most qualified would be the tribal entities within the state of Nevada. And following that, governmental entities, if they can, the term they use is if they're ready, willing, and able to accept an allocation of power. I'm not sure what the full definition of that is, but we've looked at that, and the vehicle to accomplish that would be through Overton Power's existing power system. And we are more than happy, unless the board has other thoughts, that anyone who would like a letter stating that we are ready, willing, and able to deliver that power to them, we would be more than happy to work out an arrangement there. So governmental entities would be next on the list, and it kind of goes downhill from there. So there's only 69 megawatts available, and the tribes along the lower Colorado below Hoover Dam feel they're entitled to all of it. I'd like to think Nevada's entitled to all of it because we got shortchanged back in 1935, but that's the debate that'll take place, and so there will be some allocation into Nevada, I believe. Following that allocation, Colorado River Commission has 11 megawatts that they will be able to reallocate, and again, the criteria for that allocation has not been established yet, but we would hope and urge the entities within our district that may qualify to apply for that. And basically what it would be, it'd be an at-cost relationship. Their cost of power would be fixed to the Hoover price, and then the cost of delivering it to any other customer would be the same for them. That said, we will probably have to develop a transmission rate which requires a FERC filing in Washington, D.C. And we have got some preliminary numbers on that, anywhere from $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 for an uncontested filing, up to $35,000 to $50,000 if there was somebody wanted to contest that number, or wanted to, if there were some complications in that filing. So we'll continue to develop those numbers, come with a recommendation at some time about making that filing. But that's one thing that will have to happen. In discussions with Valley Electric, and Mr. Chairman, you can correct me anytime, or you were in attendance at the meeting, the Valley Electric approached this board, sent them a letter early in November, asking to begin a discussion about the acquisition, merger, or shared services that may be available between the two utilities. We responded and set up a meeting for December 11th, and we attended that meeting. We discussed each of those areas. They seemed most interested in the relationship that they may be able to develop with the city of Mesquite. While they discussed a merger option, which we quickly indicated was probably not on the table, or acquisition. Shared services, we discussed with them. There may be an opportunity for some shared services, but the acquisition of a load within our service territory is not possible until there is a entity to acquire, which would push the city to municipalize the utility system. And as that's on the agenda for the city council meeting on the 22nd, we'll just have to follow what the direction they go with that. We would urge the city council, if they're going to follow that direction, to have a vote of the people on that issue and demonstrate that there is a benefit to not only the customers within the city of Mesquite, but all of the customers of Overton Power in divesting the district of the Mesquite service territory. So we'll follow that. I don't know if there's any questions on that. That was kind of in a nutshell, what went on in that meeting. Shared services, we did talk a little bit about that. We entered into an agreement or into a group, Silver State Energy Association, which we helped create in order to take advantage of shared services. Valley Electric has been reluctant to join that group. We have had discussions in the past with them about coming into that group, and that may present an opportunity in the future.
Delmar, if I may, one of the things they pushed was either a merger of our two entities. By statute, again, NRS 318, that's not even allowable at this point. Initially, such as a merger or even allowing them to take Mesquite or any portion of us is not allowed by statute. So for Valley to be able to facilitate that kind of event, they would actually have to submit bills and change the current law. So when Delmar's saying that's not possible, it's not possible legally. It's not even an issue. Even if this board wanted to, it could not be done. The only way that we could have a relationship with Valley is, like Delmar said, some contractual relationship to carry some weight together, service, or through purchasing power.
We left the discussion with Valley that they would, if they would like, they could bring back a number for a cost for a shared study and study some of those shared services if they so chose. We would continue along those lines. So that's where we left it with Valley Electric.
We have not heard from them, have we?
No, we have not. The other thing of interest is the Tokwak project, the gas-fired plant they want to build there, 1,100 megawatts. That has, they have filed with the PUC for a permit to construct, and that'll be heard by the PUC. And whether or not there's any advantage to Overton, we've certainly not been approached to them. It would provide a supplier for us. It's my understanding it's going to be more of a merchant plant. If you want a resource there, if you want something from them, they'll generate it for you, but it's not going to be a typical run all the time kind of plant. So we'll just have to see what their proposal is before the PUC. And with that, I believe that concludes my my comments.
Okay.
We can go to the financial statement. So bear in mind, this is draft. We've had our auditor in. The final numbers will come in, and there may be some changes to this that will take place and be at the March meeting. We'll have a presentation of that audit and the results of that audit.
Is that when our auditor comes?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so for December, our operating revenue for the month was $2,536,000. It gives us our year-to-date operating revenue on line 1 of $35,521,000. Line number 3, you'll see our cost of purchased power for December was $2,038,000, giving us a year-to-date total of $24,552,000. The total cost of electric service for the year was $35,255,000. And giving us a margin for the month of December on line number 29 is a loss of $415,000, bringing us to a year-to-date margin of $455,392. On the asset side of our balance sheet, line number 3 is our total utility plant. In service, we have $98,358,000. Our net utility plant is on line 5 at $75,867,000. Line number 29 gives us our total assets and other debits of $89,788,000. On the liability side of our balance sheet, line number 33 and 34 is our operating margins for the current year and the non-operating margins. Those are $433,000 and $21,000. That brings our equity as a percentage of our assets up to 36.24%, and again, we're working towards that 40% for the discounted CFC. Our long-term debt is at $55 million, and again, on line 57 is our total liabilities of $89,788,000. The next page is a breakdown of our cash. The ending balance as of the end of December was $4,528,000. That is a net difference from the prior month of $856,000. If you look at the bottom of the page, you can see that we have customer deposits, work order deposits, construction done, and refunds to the state, giving us a total available cash as of the 31st of $4,371,000. This month we received 8 connect fees for a total of $15,324. You can see the breakdown of our accounts receivable for December. And as of this January 10th, we had 30 arrangements for $3,457. The next page is a breakdown of our long-term debt. You can see that as of December 31st, we did have our payment due for CFC of $925,000. That was paid in full and on time, bringing our long-term loan to $39,637,000. Below that, we have a breakdown of our bonds. The total now is at $15,365,000. We did pay a payment on December 31st, and that was paid in full and on time. Our number of customers as of the end of the month was 13,965. The new account setup for the month is a tricky number because there's obviously disconnects for either non-pay or people moving. But if you just compare the beginning number with the ending, we've increased 111 customers from what we were in January. The next page is a breakdown of revenue by customer class. If you look at the bottom of the page, you'll see that our monthly cost for December was at 6 cents, our monthly revenue was at 9 cents, and our 2012 average cost was at 6 cents. Next, we have a graphical representation of the margins in comparison with 2011 and 2012. You can see that we're almost mirroring 2011 with the exception of a large job that we closed in March of 2011 that we didn't have in 2012. And next we have the checks for you, Mr. Chairman.
We've had the check register online for, you've had an opportunity to review those, I'm assuming. We need to move those on to future audit expenditures. I would look for a motion to refer these to the auditor for future review.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion, I have a second.
I'll second.
I have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.